Hello, this is James Francis. I hope you are very good and well. I just finished recording a bunch of new free video tutorials for you guys and girls, and I just thought to myself, I've been in Mexico City now for over 3 months, okay? So I think this video is very much overdue. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you the positives and negatives of being in Mexico City after 3 months of living here as a digital nomad, as this is the Digital Nomad series, right? So, first off, I'm going to start with the negatives because I like to end on a positive, of course. Now, the first negative that is really annoying for me is I order a lot of stuff online. So I love Amazon and I order a bunch of stuff off there, not just business stuff, but also personal stuff as well. And in Mexico City, it's really annoying to get deliveries imported into Mexico, okay? And most of the stuff that I order is from the US, and whenever I order stuff from the US to Mexico City, I know it's going to take at least a few weeks, and typically it's usually around a month or sometimes 2 months for things to arrive, and that's partially due to border control and customs and immigration and everything else. But whenever I order, for example, the lights that I'm recording this video with right now for you, these lights took about 3 or 4 weeks to arrive. In England, that would have been the next day, okay? So that's something I've had to get used to, is planning my deliveries, and if I want to order something, keeping in mind that it will take a long time. So for example, Halloween is coming up, right? And I'm going to go as Captain America from Infinity War. I thought that would be a great role to play. And I've ordered the costume, but the estimated delivery time is over 3 weeks, and I'm kind of like crossing my fingers hoping it gets here in time. And now I'm a bit worried because of how long deliveries take to get to Mexico City. So lesson 1, if you are going to move somewhere like Mexico, I guess, please check on the delivery times. If deliveries like this are important to you, like super duper important, you need deliveries to be on time, then check to see what the sort of situation is with that. For me, it's not really an issue because I don't really need things urgently, apart from the Halloween stuff, of course, but that's, you know, once a year or whatever. Christmas presents I can just plan ahead, but once you know the situation, it's usually good to just plan ahead with those sorts of things. Another negative is the noise. Now, I'm not sure if you can pick up any of the outside noise in this video right now. I am in the living room of my apartment here in Mexico City. It's on the 7th floor, and initially I thought 7th floor is going to be great because it's going to be so high up from the ground and there's not going to be much noise from the cars, from the people, trash trucks or whatever, garbage trucks and so on. But I was wrong. Usually in the middle of the night, say 12 or 1 AM, you get people going around with their tamales, which is a type of food here in Mexico City, and they're shouting and stuff and playing music to try and attract people to buy their stuff, right? And also the people as well, like the garbage collectors and so on, are still here, and they play this really weird song from this woman that says like "Disculpa," she just plays this weird traditional audio track to basically say that, hey, I'm here to collect any metal or scrap iron you have, right? And it's really annoying. You get used to it after a while, but at first it was super annoying and I couldn't sleep. But now I've got used to it and I'm able to sleep, which is great. But for videos it does become annoying. For example, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had just finished recording some videos for you guys and girls, and during the recording process of those videos I had to restart them about 3 or 4 times halfway through, because I like to do them all in one take a few times, because of the fact that stuff was going on outside and it was really loud, like cars with really loud exhausts going past, or garbage trucks, or just people being loud. So I had to restart the video a few times, and that's not really an issue because the video was only about 10 minutes long and I'd only spent about 5 minutes recording, and I got the videos done in the end. But it's still a little bit annoying, right? And a soundproofing probably may be an option, but there's a giant window there and it just gets annoying. So I think when I next move to a different place somewhere in Mexico or wherever else in the world, I want to soundproof the place or get a place that's a bit more quiet. That's another thing, okay? But I mean, apart from that, really, the only negative thing I can think of is the language barrier. Estoy aprendiendo de español, which means I'm learning Spanish. It's getting there. I'm now able to understand most conversations, but not speak as well. So I can understand better than I can speak, and it has been an issue. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It has been an issue since I've been here. So if you are going to move to a country because you love the way it is, or you love the scenario, you know, the landscape or the people or whatever, just make sure that you do learn as much of the language as possible. And people say, oh, you're going to learn it so much faster when you're there. But the truth is you don't, because you just become confused. You just stand there with a blank face thinking, ¿qué? It's just really confusing. Like, I think the best way to learn is to actually learn, not just to immerse yourself in the situation, because then it gets overwhelming, frustrating, because you want to speak to people and they can't understand English, of course, a lot of the time, or at least in Mexico City, very few people do speak English. So apart from people who have high corporate jobs, of course, who have to understand English and so on. Like if you work for American Express, for example, there's a building right over there actually, you will need to speak English, of course. So it depends, but most of the time people don't understand English, which is a problem. So you have to kind of get by as much as you can. Other than the small negative thing is you can't, for me anyway, because my stomach is terrible, but you can't drink the tap water. So you have to get bottled water, which is a lifestyle change for me, because I'm used to being in the UK and being able to turn on the tap and drink the tap water if you want to. I always use filtered water, but it's still a bit weird to have to go to the store and get water to bring it back upstairs and, you know, to put it into the the garrafon, which is like an upside down water bottle, into like a filter thing. It's weird. Anyway, that's another thing I got used to. But there's a negative, nothing major, nothing that's going to make me want to quit Mexico City, nothing that's going to make me want to quit being a digital nomad, right? The positives, oh my lord. So I am right here in this apartment. There's a park. I discovered a park, a huge park, about a 5-minute walk away from where I live, right? So every single day at lunchtime, before having my lunch, I will go for a quick walk to the park. It's serene, it's beautiful, there's fountains everywhere, lakes everywhere, people just chilling out, and it's just a really, really cool atmosphere, and dogs everywhere, which is incredible for me because I love dogs, right? So that's something I didn't know when I first moved here. I knew there was a park, but I didn't know how beautiful it was. So that's something I'm doing regularly right now. And I think that's really important as an entrepreneur, because when you're working from home at my office over there, which is like a corner of the living room, I guess, in its own little confined space, I guess like a wall, it can get quite lonely during the day because I'm here on my own, my girlfriend's at work and so on, all my other friends here at work, so it's a little bit annoying. So I feel a bit like I'm in a panic room or something. So every so often I just like to go to the park, walk around, and then experience civilization. God forbid, right? And it's nice to immerse yourself in the culture and the people there as well. And that brings me on to the second thing. The second positive here is that the people are so nice. In London, I thought the people were nice, but the reality is they're just pretending to be nice a lot of the time. Most people, of course, I'm not saying everyone in London is a terrible person, but I found that a lot of people pretend to be nice, but at the back of their mind they're thinking negative thoughts about you or something else, or trying to beat you in some way or be competitive with you or something like that, right? So here there's none of that. They place a big emphasis on being a good person, you know, living from the heart, and just being the best person that you can be and being a friend, right? And I think that's really refreshing. I think that's what a lot of first world countries are missing nowadays, is they're missing that, or at least in my experience, of course. I'm of course not saying the entire world is like that, but from my experience in London, that's what it's like, you know? And it's refreshing to see that. And I'm sure most of America is the same, that it's very much people just being good people and so on, right? So that's something I love about this place as well. Another thing as well is, speaking about America, is how close it is to America, right? So being in the UK, I was quite far away from America, and it would take a long flight to get to somewhere like Las Vegas or Orlando or somewhere like that, right? But being in Mexico City, it's just one short plane ride away compared to England, right? So I could be in, I think it's Las Vegas is like 3 or 4 hours or something, compared to like 10 or 9 hours or something from the UK, roughly. And it's just pretty much halved the journey time to those places, or more than halved, which is incredible. So what me and my girlfriend did last month actually, we went to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, and then we went to England to see my parents and my family and everything else, and my friends as well, and then went back from England to Cancun in Mexico City, which I didn't realize Cancun is about 60 or 70 bucks on the plane to get to, and it's incredible. It's beautiful, you know, amazing islands, white sand, beaches. Oh my god, it was so good, and I loved being there. And that's something I wouldn't have been able to do if I was in England. I'm kind of restricted to just Europe if I want a quick getaway. Yes, you can travel to the US, but it's more expensive. So it really does pay off, I guess, to be closer to the US if you are outside of the US right now. It's just incredible to be able to do that. And I have a few more vacations booked later this year to go to more of the US. I kind of want to visit every single state in the US because I love it, hence why I'm, you know, serving you guys and girls. Most of you are in the US, so I love that. And that's another major positive. And the other positive as well is the food here. Oh, the food. So, tacos, obviously incredible. Not the hard shell tacos like you get in Europe or in the UK. Those aren't real tacos. The real tacos are in Mexico, right? So you get incredible tacos, you get gringas, which is incredible. It's like melted cheese and pork and lots of meat in there for the meat lovers. Not so great if you're a vegetarian or vegan, but still very tasty. And lots of other options as well. You know, the food here is so good. And it's not just Mexican food. They have American food here, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, everything you can think of. It's so good. When I first moved here, I thought it was going to be just tacos. I thought it was going to be very much a Mexican food scene, but there are incredible restaurants all over the place. In fact, outside of my apartment, there are 3 amazing restaurants within a 20-second walk. You know, it's literally over the road. You cross the street and then you're there at these 3 restaurants, and they're all incredible. So, and that's not to mention the rest of the city. The rest of the city is incredible with restaurants as well. So anyway, enough about me talking about Mexico City. I'm sure you can't really relate to that unless you've been there, unless you want to visit. I strongly recommend doing so. But as a digital nomad, I strongly recommend you, if you can, of course, with your online business or with a business that you're creating, to become a digital nomad. I strongly recommend that you visit more places like this, because it really does open your mind, it opens your heart, and it just makes you, I feel, a better person and just enjoy life a lot more as well. It opens and broadens your horizons, I guess, as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little update, and I just wanted to kind of update you guys and girls, because it has been a very long time since I've recorded a video, and I do apologize for that. It's basically because I've been very busy with working with my high ticket clients, my premium clients, one-on-one, and working on their businesses for them, building it to a successful business for them, and so on. So that's taken up a lot of my time. I've also been updating all of my videos in my website and my sales funnel as well to be more up to date. So I've been using green screen videos instead of the previous ones where I had long hair, or like the audio was really bad and so on. So I've basically been upgrading all of my videos to the more recent me, I guess, and using better equipment as well. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed the little update and now feel a bit more excited about maybe traveling to Mexico City or anywhere else in the world that you think, you know what, I would love to go there one day. My advice is don't wait for that one day, because one day never comes. Go ahead, plan it, do it, and experience it, because you will never forget that. It's something that I will never forget in my life, and I want to continue living here for as long as I can because I love the place, alright? So anyway, let me know what you think about this video. If you have any questions, please go ahead, leave a comment below in the comment section below. I'll be glad to reply to you. And also go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I would love you to receive more videos like this and more about marketing and business and growing your online business and starting one from scratch as well, if you are in that into that sort of thing as well. So hope you have a great day, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye.